What's up, everybody? Joe White here, and I'm sorry if my voice is not the best. I have been through a lot the last month and a half. Um, I'll start at the beginning. We'll get to the Cain Justice interview here in just a minute, but I have to explain where I've been. Um, I, as some of you know, I got into a bad wreck in my big rig back in April. I was in Utah driving back across the country from Utah, and it was April 1st, April Fool's Day of all days. Um, was driving in a 70-mile-an-hour zone, going 55 miles an hour. It was lightly snowing outside. I mean, barely snowing outside. Maybe a good steady flurry. And I went to go pass some people who were going 20 miles an hour down a road that they did not need to be going 20 miles an hour down. I got around them, and when I went to get back over in the right hand lane, I hit a patch of black ice, and the truck jackknifed. Um, Nobody else was hurt. The truck was totaled. The trailer could be repaired. But the police decided to write me a ticket for going too, quote unquote, too fast for conditions. And I even asked the cop, I'm like, dude, I'm going 20 miles under the speed limit. About 15 miles under the speed limit, actually. And people in front of me were going 25. I was going 55. If they were to jackknife, if they were to wreck, if they were to spin out, would they get a ticket for too fast for conditions? And the police officer could not give me an answer. I don't know, was the answer I got from the Utah State Police Department. Anyway, and as a result of that, I got fired. They, quote unquote, revoked my safety clearance. And because I have what is called a safety termination on my record, along with the jackknife and along with the too fast for conditions, I'm having a hard time finding a job driving a tractor trailer. I went to go work with Tyson Foods for a couple weeks. That did not work out the way I thought it was going to. I tried Western Express. Now, when I got to Western Express, the hotel they put me in was, I'll just say, less than favorable conditions. And that's putting it very, very mildly. The hotel was a shithole. You could smell the mold in the walls. It's the beginning of September, so I still had to run the air conditioning unit in the hotel room. And the whole time that's on, you could just smell the mold in it. That, along with the fact that the roommate that they gave me, yes, they don't give you your own room. You had to double up. The roommate they gave me ended up giving me COVID. So I get on my quote unquote trainer's truck. Yeah, they make, I'm a 9-year veteran, and they're making me go out with a trainer. This trainer has all of 5 years worth of experience. He's about 5 years younger than me. And it just, I knew right then from then on, it's not going to work. So I got on his truck, not knowing that I had COVID. I thought I just had a mild cold and that I'd get over it in 3 days. Well, 3 days later, it got worse. And the trainer brought me back to Richmond, Virginia, and essentially called the company and was like, this guy's sick. He needs to go home. I'm kicking him off my truck. So I went home. Pretty much the rapid COVID test came back negative. But 2 days later, I started losing my sense of taste. A week later, it leaves behind pneumonia. I go to the ER for a second time. They find pneumonia. All the hacking and coughing has wrecked my voice. That's why my voice sounds like this. So I will ask if anybody out there knows of a trucking job that is not dump trucks, no cement mixers, no mom and pop flatbed bullcrap. An actual reputable company that will hire me that is not Western Express. Feel free to leave that in the comments below, because right now I'm living off my nest egg and it sucks. I hate not working. I hate not driving a truck. It's what I was, trained to do. It's what I went to school for. It's what I love to do. It makes me lots of money. But anyway, tonight I decided to attend a pro wrestling show out in Burlington, North Carolina. A little bit of backstory here. As many of you know, way back in like 2016, 2017, 2015 maybe. I mean, I covered CWF Mid-Atlantic a lot on this channel. So far as that I did a year's worth. Actually, more than a year. I did about 50. Me and Jeff Edwards started the CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show. The official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show. And we, once Jeff kind of dropped off from it, I started doing it by myself. And then, like we did 52 episodes of that show. So we did more than a year's worth. We followed that show for a full year, that worldwide show, for a full year. The playlist is here on the channel. Go find it. They're excellent shows. I embedded myself with that company. If I wasn't working, I was doing stuff for the after show. I was watching the show. I was going to the shows. The only thing I did not go to was the Rising Generation League shows. Their RGL shows, their school shows, if you will. But for more than a year, it was almost for 2 full years, from 2016 all the way through 2017, and then the beginning of 2018, I did not miss a show. Every 2 weeks, I was in that building. I went as far as to sell my Nintendo Switch. I was one guy, to go. I was selling my stuff off, my video games and stuff off, to be able to go to those shows. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I became friends with a couple of the wrestlers there. Jason Gallo, who is responsible for putting on the show that I went to tonight, met him through there. He started coming right after the Fan Fest, I want to say. It was right after the Fan, or he was there for the Rumble. So it was right before the Fan Fest. He didn't start going until like maybe a year after I started going. I could be wrong. But he was doing merchandise for a lot of the boys. Cain Justice had a t-shirt because of him. And he had American Lucha Designs. He would design the shirt, print the shirt. The wrestler would pay him to do, to print the shirt, design the shirt. And I think they would even get a cut back of their merch sales. But anyway, I don't know how the deal worked. That's none of my business. But me and Jason, we would sit together at every single show. And we even went to a couple of the Queens of Combat shows that were held down there. With Jordan Grace and Sue Young were on those shows. We had a really good time. And then toward like the beginning and middle of 2018, I kind of fell off because I got back into driving a truck. I was not at home. And then I believe in 2020 or 2019, somewhere around there, CWF folded. To this day, I don't know why it folded. I have a theory that they lost the building they were in, but and that they didn't want to fool with building a new sportatorium. They didn't want to fool with finding a new sportatorium. which I completely understand. So that's why they lost the building. That, combined with the fact that Stutzy and Grant Sawyer kind of got forced out. Um, there's stuff around that I won't get into. Kind of change my opinion and my tone on all that. But anyway, toward the end of all this, Jason decides that he wants to open up his own wrestling promotion, and so he does just that. He opens up American Lucha Wrestling. Golly, I'll get it right. It's 1:30 in the morning. Sorry, guys. He opens up. He starts running shows in Burlington. A couple of the people behind the scenes at CWF did not like this. They thought, oh, you're trying to put him out of business, even though they never ran head-to-head with CWF Mid-Atlantic. If anything, Jason went out of his way to make sure he was not going head-to-head with those guys. Sorry, my voice is cracking. Anyway, fast forward all the way to today. Almost, I think, 8 years after CWF Mid-Atlantic closed down. Might be more than 8 years. I don't know. I stopped going to indie shows. I think I maybe went to one American Lucha Wrestling show after Jason got into the Lucha Dome and all that mess. I think I went to one of his shows and then stopped. And the reason why I stopped was because of this was right around the time AEW was starting up. And this was right around the time wrestling fans were changing. And this was right around the time where wrestling fans were starting to get annoying. And it was right around the time where I said, screw it. I'm not going to put up with these, my quote unquote fellow fans acting like flat out idiots and idiots at these shows. Kind of like the British fans do, only worse. So I said, I'm not going to go anymore. I'm sorry, until you can weed this group out. The people holding their shoes up in the air and the stupid nursery rhymes and all this. I didn't want to be around it. I did not want to be around that culture. It's not for me. That's the thing about CWF Mid-Atlantic. If something came along to disrupt the bubble, so to speak, they would get rid of it. I mean, I can remember one night, and I know why Danny had to kick him out. A bunch of college kids from Elon University decided to show up. I've told this story before. And they showed up with paper bags full of bottles that weren't exactly Pepsi Cola. And they were drinking in the stands and acting like idiots in the stands. Danny kicked them out. So, Danny could have said, hey, you get rid of those bottles, you could stay. It's the fact that you were getting drunk and acting like idiots. So, nobody wants that. We didn't want that at CWF Mid-Atlantic. We didn't, certain people would come down certain times of the year, and it was like, who the hell are these people? There was times where, we knew, it's hard to describe. We didn't allow people acting like morons total morons sitting in that crowd. And once I lost that, I kind of like I've said before, I've been to maybe 3 AEW shows. 2 of them were cool. Sting's retirement show, that Revolution pay-per-view, not so much. And the fans around me ruined my experience. So that's why I stopped going to indie shows. But tonight, I decided to go. Because it was told to me by Jason that it was kind of going to be miniature CWF reunion. Corey Etzel teaming up with Nick Richards to take on Boogie Woogie, Rob McBride, and Kamikaze Kid. What I did not expect was not only was it Corey Etzel and Nick Richards, but it was a full-on Fatback Enterprises reunion because Brad Stutz managed them. And it was awesome seeing Brad again. It was awesome seeing Nick and Corey and Kazi and Rob again. It was awesome seeing Cain Justice tonight. Aaron Biggs. Red, the official Red, the guy with the red hair that you always saw in the CWF Mid-Atlantic, the referee, which he cut his hair. Anyway, it was nice seeing all those guys. It was nice seeing Jason again. It was nice seeing Mr. Harris and his son sitting in front row. It was nice seeing Mama Justice again. And for a brief moment tonight, I kind of had that flashback as a fan to that 2016, 2017, early 2018 era. The only thing missing was, Sophia Moon sitting in the front row. There was a few wrestlers missing. Eric Andrews, CL Party. Shout out to those guys. But tonight was just like a glimmer of hope. There was nobody in the crowd holding up their shoes or singing nursery rhyme chants or being stupid or out of order. It was people cheering the baby faces, booing the heels. It was beautiful. And I could not have asked for a better show to go to, even if it was a very small crowd that showed up. Maybe 30 people in the building. We did our job as fans. They did their job as wrestlers. The work rate was really good. The Aaron Biggs match, man. Mr. Biggs, shout out to you, buddy. They tried that springboard RKO twice. The springboard cutter twice, and both times they got botched. Poor guys. Nobody's perfect. Anyway, I did manage to catch Cain Justice at intermission and ask him, hey, can you give me 15 minutes outside? I want to interview you. I want to get your name out there. I want to talk to you on microphone, on the record, so to speak. And I will say that the audio of this video is not that great because I'm recording this on my cell phone. The interview you're about to hear was recorded on my cell phone, and it was recorded in the parking lot of the Lucha Dome. So you're going to hear people who are outside the Lucha Dome with us running around. There's kids in the background running around, playing around in the parking lot while the intermission's going on. You're going to hear the wind blowing. You're going to hear cars going by. It was a very impromptu interview. I had not planned on doing it. But Cain Justice was kind enough to give me 15 minutes of his time that he did not have to give me. It's funny, he's the first worker that I saw. And I said, hey, Mr. Justice, how you doing? Just offhand. What's up, Mr. Justice? He looked at me, he goes, Mr. White, how are you? He goes, I watch your YouTube videos all the time. I was like, dude, I'm surprised that any of these people remembered me. Kazi remembered me. So Kazi's like, oh, it's Joe White. What's up, man? Shook my hand. And that meant a lot to me, to have those guys who influenced me and gave me so much joy for that 2 to 3 year period of my life. 8 years later, they still remembered me. They still remember you guys. Those fans who came to that building every 2 weeks to watch those guys perform. So I know I've gone on here about 20 minutes, but this interview is about 13 to 14 minutes long. Enjoy it, and we'll see you down the road. So this is Joe White. I'm here with Cain Justice. Cain, you said you returned to the ring tonight for the first time since, was it April?
May. Yeah, it's May. Like 5 months, I think. Yeah.
I apologize for the audio, folks. We are standing outside the Lucha Dome here in Burlington, North Carolina. Well, first things first, I've not seen you since CWF closed up shop.
Right.
I have to ask you, I know you just had a match, but I just have to ask you, that was your home promotion. It's where you got your start as a ref, then as a wrestler.
Music guy.
Music guy. You did a little bit of everything around there.
Yeah.
What was it like for you when that place closed down?
It really was tough. And, like, I only kind of know some of the stuff that led up to it or why it happened.
Nobody knows. I've never been able to find out why it happened. It's none of my business.
Yeah, I know there's, like, different, like, stories of what happened. I just know that, I went there for the end of it. There was a conversation about it. We decided not to do it. But it was a lovely time. A real kind of, we were really spoiled in a lot of ways. And I'm sure, being other shows that are kind of like these, but like to have your own enclosed building, not have to move your ring for every show you do.
It was a family.
Yeah, you remember Fan Fest when people from other states came.
That was the peak.
I think so. The worldwide TV, that was kind of the peak of it. But yeah, it really did something when it closed down. And I always say it this way: the good people made something out of it and went other places and did things. Some people that were the cause of it, see where they're at now.
Yeah.
But I think everyone is happy with the memories of it. And I mean, who knows? I'm sure everyone would be happy they ever saw a CWF reunion thing one day.
I got to be honest, I thought about it throughout the years. I was like, man, we're coming up on, 10 years since that happened.
Brad Stutz always makes the joke, and I swear he means it until, on his deathbed, okay, maybe I can't do it after all. But he's like, I'm going to be Nick Fury one day, call all my Avengers, and we're going to have another movie one day. And I was I hope I'm on that roster. I'll be Hawkman, I guess, but I hope I'm on that roster.
It's like we had Endgame. Everybody dusted. Now we got to bring him back. Now we got to bring him back.
But who's bringing us back? Hopefully it's Stutzy, but who knows?
Let me ask you this. After CWF closed, did you find yourself getting bookings right away? Because I got to be honest with you. With me, I still watch wrestling on TV, but the indie scene, I kind of fell out of it. Sure. And this is probably the first show I've really been to in about 8 years. So talk about your journey of, you worked some shows. I think, didn't you work a little bit of Nova Pro at the start?
With the boy. Yeah, we did a couple of Nova things. There was a MMA guy there, Kermit, I can't remember. But an actual, accomplished MMA fighter, I think, that we were doing a thing with them. I met Dominic Guarini, and of course, I saw stuff with him in action in Georgia. I did a couple bookings with them after CWF went down. RWA has become pretty much the new home for me. I've won a couple of championships there. I've had 2 very year-long title reigns there, and they treat me very well. It's a good locker room, so I've been kind of spoiled with them. And again, tonight I heard just right as I get back in the curtain, hey, we got some stuff we want to talk about. Awesome. I'm blown up. I've been in a neck brace for like 4 months, and this is the first month I haven't been, and hopefully tomorrow we don't completely hate ourselves, but
Well, let me ask you this. Talk about the neck injury. How did it happen? What was the extent of it?
So it was more like I didn't take care of something. So back before the end of 2024, somewhere in there, I had taken just a regular back bump, back suplex, and I was a little over elevated. And so when I came down, I don't think there's a way I could fault it on me or the guy that was doing it. It's just an accident.
It's a freak thing, yeah.
But I was so at back, I had landed on the back of my head and crunched down on my shoulders. But it felt like at the time I took a high on my shoulder, so it stings, but it's fine. Days kind of went on, weeks kind of went on, just hurt real bad. And then I had a march in May. It was a benefit show at my tavern here in Burlington. Jimmy Harris threw it. It was for, I'm not sure what cause it was, but really big with cancer.
He throws one about once a year, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd love being part of that. But I was wrestling Chris Taylor, so the easiest
TNT.
fucking thing. Oh yeah, and I love Taylor. We had so much fun.
Oh yeah.
We wrestled all around the thing, but just afterwards, I could not move at all, and it was so bad. And of course, we're at a bar, so I'm drinking a bit, and it's still not getting better. So went and got a X-ray, MRI done, everything, and I had a hairline fracture down my neck, and 2 of my discs were bulging out.
Oh, jeez.
And the doctor was like, dude, if you don't start doing something and get this looked at, you're going to get paralyzed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck. Because I had felt numbness in my fingers, and it would wake me up at a tickle, a tinge, So they put me in a neck brace for a while and gave me steroid shots, which is, a lot easier to blow up and gain weight that way, especially when you can't go to the gym, you can't go to the mats.
Nothing. You're sitting on the couch.
You can't do anything. And, I like a beer too, so that kind of helps.
Well, I know you're a big pool player too. You can't play pool in a fucking neck brace.
And I've gotten really good at that. And when you're around beer so much, that kind of becomes a thing. And but just now getting to the point where some of the weight's coming off. I was about 285 at the beginning with the real steroid. I'm serious. Like, it was bad.
Wow.
My cheeks are still blown up. I'm losing a little bit of this, but hopefully that weight comes down more and we get more comfortable in it.
Are you still practicing the martial arts side of things on the side, or have you toned that bit down?
No. I'm sorry. No, sorry.
Go ahead. I've cussed. Go ahead.
I'm drinking with this guy, Jimmy Harris, over here. We were just talking about you. Special interview with Jimmy. I got to do for the one last big show he did while I was hurt, actually. We had done the show for him, and I got to wrestle Heath Slater.
Really?
So that was really fun. And afterwards, he's like, dude, like, you were great. Like, oh, this is great. And he gave me great advice. As soon as I get behind the curtain, I'm hurting like a mug, dude. It's so bad.
So I want to talk to you. We go from pillar to post on this channel.
Yeah.
Talk about your pool playing.
Oh, sure, yeah. I've been playing pool for the American Pool League Association for about 3-ish years now.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a little bit longer than that. I want to say you started playing, like, I started seeing stuff on your Facebook right at the tail end.
Oh, yeah, like I found some friends that are like,
you would go to the pool hall.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. I got a bad relationship, so I had made a good bar friend, so you make bar choices, you know.
Yeah.
And then you find darts, and look at me, Jimmy. You find darts, you find pool, and I really like pool. I'm a math numbers guy anyway. Mm-hmm. So, like, the trajectory of things, planning out everything. I love the gambling aspect of it, too. Anything I put my hands on, I'll bet with you. If it's poker or cards or whatever, I'm not going to bet you because I can't change that probability. Right. But if I can play good...
Well, you can at blackjack if you learn to count.
But if you go to certain casinos...
Yeah, then it's frowned upon.
I'm about to say, or they double deck, or they have...
You said you don't do the martial arts anymore. Why is that?
I just kind of grew out of it because really, if you're trained to do it every day, like if you're competing like in a camp to actually compete, because I had some exhibition matches back then for like Myrtle Beach and stuff that really got me competitive and loving that shit. But sorry, I don't mean to keep.
No, go ahead.
Hopefully that's not a filter. Oh, okay, cool. We're on YouTube, sweet. But if you're training every day to fight, it's one thing. When you're just training a lot and then you trim it down some, it gets even harder to do some of the stuff because if you're not doing it consistently all the time, and then you have the fight, you're just coming down from everything you're doing. You can't actually beat that hump. You have to work twice as hard.
Well, I know that it was helping you and a lot of other people, like a Dominic Green.
Yes.
It helps you do the pro wrestling, too. It helps you stay in that conditioning, and it helps you with the moves and everything
absolutely.
like that.
And dude, Dom's one of the best examples of that because, man, I mean, I know he's not doing it as competitively as he was before. I think he posted on his Facebook, he did a tournament some odd years ago, but you know, he's not a body guy either. But, I mean, that man can go, and he can mess you up if he wants to.
So it was good to see Brad Stutz here. I didn't know Jason didn't tell me he was here.
I didn't know he was here until right before the curtain, swear to God.
Really?
Did not know he was here.
They were just like, oh, he's going to run out and help you?
No, there was no conversation at all. There was none at all.
Welcome
and
to
I
Indie
look
Wrestling.
over, and I'm like, so, hey, Red, how are you going to, like, not see that? Oh, you'll know. And all I hear is Brad. I'm like, son of a...
It's good to see him again.
Dude, I love Brad.
He looks like he's lost a ton of weight.
I gained it all, apparently. No, I'm just playing. But I love seeing him. I love seeing Grant Colby. Little Colby's in college now, believe it or not. Yeah.
Grant is doing stuff for football, college football. It's good to see.
Dude,
I mean,
he's having so much fun.
Anytime I can see
Danny's here. I
didn't see Danny.
Spoiler alert, Danny's here, but you'll see him later on the show. But it feels really good. Rob McBride, Corey Edsor back there, Nick Richards, Kamikaze Kid.
I saw the Jason kind of gave me the Iggy on who was going to be here. That's why I'm here. I was like,
you knew it was
okay.
worth it. It'd be a good thing.
As soon as I saw your name, Corey's name, and Nick and Kazi, I was like, yeah, I got to be there. I got to be there.
And like we were talking about CWF, it's like a family thing, just from like a locker room perspective. Like life outside CWF, I still got to. Me and Rob Killjoy, we never really had a lot of interactions. With RWA being most consistent for me, I mean, dude, we talk a lot.
I got to be honest.
Me a lot.
And a lot of people are going to go.
He's hurt. I hope full speed on that recovery.
A lot of people are going to look at me and go, "Oh, I should be better informed if I'm going to do an interview." Guys, this is a spur of the moment thing. Are the ugly ducklings still a thing? Are they still? I mean, he's hurt. But
I'll be honest, I have no clue.
Really?
I think they'll always be a thing.
I mean,
until Lance finally just says, "Nope, I'm tired of this shit. Don't want to be here no more."
I got to be honest.
He's going to do something.
I'm sitting at the house and I look at my son.
Amazing.
I look at my son and I go, God damn it, it's a Saturday. We should be at the Sportatorium. I miss it. And that's why I really haven't gone to any indie events since, is because the end of that ruined it for me.
Man, it did for me too. And to be honest, that was at a real, I guess in a personal way, it was a real low point in my life. Me and my mom weren't doing the best. We're amazing now. I just got out of a 7-year relationship. drank a lot.
I know how that
Made
goes.
a lot of poor choices. And, you know, it came down to if I didn't have the friends that I have, like Brad, if I didn't have the family I did, like my mom, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be in jail, or I might have like a heart attack or something.
I'll be honest with you. I hope to see a lot more.
Dude, me too.
I'm sorry
I'm loving this.
I'm sorry I haven't been keeping in touch with any of the other guys.
It's
and
good
you
to
and,
see you, man. And when you said earlier, I said, "Oh my God, Mr. White, how you doing?" I can't believe you remember me.
I can't.
I
was like-
remember everybody.
I was like, I can't
what?
believe. Well, I mean, I was just a guy who did a piss poor after show in his basement of his house. Not my mother's basement, my basement.
Didn't you don't have a truck at one point too, like while you were driving?
I do it on my phone, just like this.
Yeah.
We're going down the road.
Well, man, it's like you said, CWF was like a family, and that Fan Fest thing just brought a lot of regulars. Where, like, you know, after the show, you remember they'd be in the lobby area,
Yeah.
doing gimmicks, or the wrestlers come out and talk to people after the show. Because when you're in a family like that, you kind of know what you know about what we do, and you found out who were good people to ever found out who not, and you were always a good dude, man. So yeah,
I tried.
I remember all the good people. That's how I remember.
I
it.
tried. At the end, I kind of.
Cameron who? No, I'm sorry. A little shade there.
Oh, if he comes out tonight, I'd pop big time.
Oh,
But
dude, man, there was a thing they had at Elevation, and I was supposed to wrestle somebody that I already didn't want to wrestle. Like, it was just one of those situations where I was trying to do someone a favor, and they have gone against me on that favor before. It was the one he came into. I don't think they're up and running anymore. But, and like the guys didn't do me wrong. As the guy had said some stuff I'm just not a fan of, and he's never had a good opinion of me. But it was a Trevor Lee comeback. It was like CWF reunion. They kind of built it, but it was really kind of like the cool kids, CWF Rumble thing.
yeah,
And it said something where I would do a triple threat with Trevor and Jackson Drake, because they wanted to add someone to it. And at the time, I was good if I could even get like 15 minutes before I'm blown up. Because again, when you're drinking a lot, not training as much, you can only do so much in there before, all right, now I look like a fool doing this, or someone that should have quit. So, and me and Trevor have our personal history, so it wouldn't be fun, nor would it be right to wrestle him the way I was. So, but maybe, you know, one day the stars will align.
I hope this doesn't. I hope this doesn't get me heat.
No,
but I always said.
I absorb it for us all.
I always said that you could have been the Kurt Angle of that promotion, and you should have been the one to take the title off of him.
My only opinion of all that is that he did put me to such a high spot, and it shows that after he left how far things went down. When you're wrestling Trevor for 60 minutes to a great thing, and even he had to change the finish because he didn't think that was right, we still had it, and I was knocked out at the time. I could have pinned him if I wanted to. Swear to God, he knocked me out with that stomp to the head. Like, hey, good on him. He won that one. But to go from that to wrestling Donnie Dollars, who I still love. I love Donnie for 5 minutes, or Bit Don, whatever he's called now, for 5 minutes, then just losing. It makes you think, wow, someone don't like me. So
Yeah, what did I do?
And then I'm not there at Battlecade, so okay, cool.
Well, this was a post Stutzy world that all that happened, wasn't it?
Everything went down with Stutzy and Grant left. That's my only opinion on the whole CWF thing. And I loved it, and I stayed with them for so long.
I got to be honest. I took the wrong position of that because I was just like,
well, you know what you know.
From
and
the
information
that I got, everybody painted him out to be the bad guy.
Yeah, and even he'll be the first to admit I made some mistakes, or I done this. He'll say what he didn't do, and I believe that. He's one of my best friends. I still went to CWF, and I got heat for being a Stutzy guy, but I'll always be a Stutzy guy.
He looks great.
He looks. I know, motherfucker. How? Why?
I told.
These doctors suck. My neck hurts. Those steroids just made me fit. No, I was playing. Anyway.
I'll be honest with you. The belly don't look half bad on you.
It don't. I like it. My girl likes it too. I
There you go.
Half of that's the cooking, man. You get a girl that cooks for you, don't want to leave home.
Well, you know what? You know the old joke, and we're going to end it there. You got to find you a woman that makes lots of money. You got to find you a woman that can cook. And then you got to find you a woman that's good in bed. And then you got to make sure the three of them never meet each other.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
There you go.
Hey, come on.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All the love, brother. All the love.